Just an added thought about what Prasanna had said about the lecture today, or the workshop, I should say, being in English. Those of you in the back, do you want to come forward? There's some room up here. Be comfortable.
There's space.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. We are learning Tamil, but our Tamil is somewhat limited. My father is actually from Tamil Nadu, and I inherited many things from him. His name, Dharmarajan, and also probably this hair and other things. But the specific gene that controls Tamil Mori, I did not get. And so there are certain things we can say, Yelida, Valida, Munadi, Pinadi, Kira, Mela. So maybe we could give a lecture on duality. But beyond that, now we're on to Kudai and Pukai. And of course, they don't go together, and then it's just Takali and Vengayam. So we're going to proceed in English and hope that one day we will be able to do it Tamila. So when we have the topic of karma and reincarnation, and especially this with a view to change your destiny, we have a big task before us, because in a relatively limited amount of time, we could spend the whole evening discussing karma, its implications, discussing the lesson of reincarnation, and so on. What is karma even on the deepest level? Already, I've given you the answer, which again you may know. If there's only one thing you remember this. Karma is energy. Past karma, for example, is energy that we have put out in the past, and it can be balanced by the energy we are putting out now. But karma, as we know in English, means action, and as I said, we could go deep into the subject of what it is just in itself. This is in fact the focus of the Sankhya philosophy. It seeks to teach us, India's Sankhya philosophy seeks to teach us our need to get out of delusion, our need to escape these cycles of rebirth, in the sense that it's not our true nature to be here constantly going in the Ferris wheel, constantly going on the merry-go-round. There's more to reality than this, is what Sankhya seeks to teach us. On the other hand, suppose we do get out, suppose we jump off the Ferris wheel, then what will it be like? And so this is what Vedanta tries to teach us. Vedanta meaning the end of the Vedas, or the fulfillment of the Vedas, all the Vedic teachings. What will it be like to be in Advaita, to be one with God? This is again deeply inspiring, and if we were going to, if we really wanted to, we could spend this whole evening on that subject alone. The thing is that at a certain point throughout our lifetimes, we get to the point of the discovery, I should say, of saying, yes, I know I need to get out of this wheel, or even as Krishna puts it in the Gita, this osha of samsara, of suffering. And it's funny how many people realize the need to get out of suffering without reading the Sankhya philosophy. Because suffering vendam. We don't want the suffering. It impels us forward. Even the joys that we experience, fulfilling as they are for a time. Joy has a certain suffering in it, in the sense that, oh, if only the fear that it won't last. And even suffering sometimes can have an element of joy in it. If that thing that we feared so much finally happened, even if it hurts, we feel a certain sense of relief that, well, I did survive. I did make it. It wasn't as bad as I had thought. Please, Munadi Vanga. Okay? Please, come forward if you can. So, we get to a point where, as Yoganandaji writes in his book, Autobiography of a Yogi, he says that lifetime after lifetime, these experiences take on a sense of anguishing monotony. The same thing over and over again. Isn't there something better? And this is when we come to not Sankhya and Vedanta, but yoga. Sankhya is the why we should get out. Vedanta is the what it will look like when we get out. And yoga is the how. How do we get out? This is the big question. I'm going to stop showing off in a moment, but not yen and not yena, but yepidi. What do we do to escape this? And this is really what we want to share with you tonight. So we will be talking about some of these concepts, but most of all, we are going to share with you several techniques and that will give you a taste of different things that you can do to work with karma and to escape reincarnation. This is in fact what we did already. First we raised our energy, then we gathered it to a focus by chanting, trying to open the heart, then we meditated. And Yoganandaji said, every time you meditate, some karma is removed. Think about it. Every time you meditate, you burn off some karma. He says it burns the old brain cells. And so there's nothing that I know of that when we do it, we get out of karma. Every action we do generates some kind of a karma. There's good karma too, remember. However, every time you meditate, you start to work out this karma inside rather than outside. And therein lies a big shortcut. So, I wanted to begin with Yogananda's teachings on this subject. He says, if we accept the principle of cause and effect in nature, again like Newton's law, the action of reaction in physics, how can we not believe that this natural law extends also to human beings? Do not humans too belong to the natural order? This is the law of karma, and it is exact. To understand karma, you must realize that thoughts are things. The very universe in the final analysis is composed of not of matter, but of consciousness. Matter responds far more than most people realize to the power of thought. For willpower directs energy, and energy in turn acts upon matter. Matter indeed is energy. The stronger the will, the greater the force of energy, and the greater, consequently, the energy's impact on material events. A strong will, especially if combined with awareness of the cosmic energy, can effect miracles. It can cure diseases and make a person well. It can ensure success in any undertaking. The very seasons are obedient to the man of strong willpower and of deep faith. So he gives us this teaching of karma as energy and the causative factor in everything that we do as it is energy. So just as we did the superconscious living exercises at the beginning to help us raise our energy, then let me share with you a few more exercises to help us with this. So if you could please stand up. Don't worry, these ones you'll be able to do a little more in place. There is one that goes like this. We won't be doing that one this evening. Now, the first one that we're going to do is very simple. It's called a shoulder rotation. What I want you to do is not, if you can, try not to think of this just as an exercise. I'm moving my shoulders and muscles and bones. But try to feel the energy equalizing in your shoulders. One way you may become aware of this is just as a warmth or a sense of increased life or just as a good feeling. All of these things have a physical explanation like blood circulation, but that is just an echo of increasing the energy circulation. Okay, so whatever you feel, remember that is a symptom or an effect of increased energy. That's the cause. Okay, so put your hands here if you can, and then rotate the shoulders, bringing them close to the ears, and then back down again. And now go in the opposite direction. Okay, very good. For the next one, we are going to bring the chin to the chest, and then I'll show you first. It looks like this. Tensing up, relaxing down. So we inhale through the nose as we tense the neck up, and then exhale through the mouth as we relax the head down. So let's inhale, tense up. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, tense up. Exhale, relax down. One more time. Very good. Another exercise that comes in handy in general that Yoganandaji taught is the double breath. And it looks like this. It's a short, then long inhalation through the nose, and then a short and long exhalation through the mouth. Okay, let's do that together. Short, long in through the nose. Short, long out through the mouth. Very good. One more time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to massage with these middle three fingers. Place them in the back of your head, right in this little indentation or this gap here. And we're going to rotate them in a circle. 3 circles in one direction, and then 3 circles in the opposite direction. Then let's inhale with a double breath this time. And then exhale through the mouth. Double breath out. Now massage again, this point, the medulla oblongata. Reverse. Then inhale, tense up, double breath. Exhale, relax down. One more time, massage first, relaxing this area. Reverse. Inhale, tense up. Exhale, relax down. Very good. For the next one, again we'll do the double breath, but what we're going to do as we inhale is tense the whole body like this. All the muscles of the body until even they vibrate. And then, when you tense, try to tense low, medium, high tension. In other words, increasing the tension. And then when you're relaxed, try to slowly decrease it, not just drop it all. This is helpful and increases our awareness of the energy flow if we do it more slowly. So let's inhale and tense the body gradually until you're tensing it maximum. And then as you as you exhale, relax slowly. So inhale, tense gradually. Exhale, relax gradually. 2 more times on your own. Very good. Okay, thank you. Please be seated. This is one more exercise. Again, if you take only one thing home from you, take this exercise, this double breath and tensing, and then this double breath out and relaxing. Yoganandaji, I should mention I'm reading from this book, The Essence of Self-Realization by Paramhansa Yogananda. Even unenlightened human beings can shape their destinies, Yoganandaji continued, more than they themselves realize, according to the way they use their power of will. When we were tensing the body, as you saw, it took willpower, right? I didn't see anybody going. It takes willpower to tense these muscles. And in fact, it's helpful because when we think of putting out willpower, we don't always know how to do it. What do I actually do to use my will? And using the body is something we can do easily. And it helps us to increase that flow of will. But when we think of willpower, sometimes we can think of tension, like I'm going to blast through this problem. That can work for a time. But then after a while, we have to also know how to have a relaxed focus. In meditation, we can't go like this to concentrate. We have to be relaxed. So relaxed use of willpower is needed too. This you can think of as the word willingness. this other side of willpower. I want to do this. I am ready to face whatever test comes. That's what helps us to increase our willpower while also keeping our relaxation. For no action is ever an isolated event. Always it invites from the universe a reaction that corresponds exactly to the type and the force of the energy behind the deed. Action originates in the will, which directs energy towards its desired end. This, then, is the definition of willpower: desire plus energy, directed toward fulfillment. If I'm talking about willpower and you're wondering, well, what is willpower? As he said, desire plus energy. We need both. If we have desire but no energy, oh, it would be nice if I could have that, but I'm too tired. We have all the desire but no energy. And if, on the other hand, we have energy, but we don't know what we want, what to do with it, so what do you, I don't know, I'm ready for, I don't know what for what. We don't have a direction to that energy. So we need both. You could think of that as desire. A positive understanding of desire is a direction to go in. Energy, like electricity, generates a magnetic field, and that magnetic field attracts to it the consequences of action. The binding force between human action and cosmic reaction is the ego. This is where we can start to see that even if we have action and reaction in the universe, according to karma, it is that all of these actions that we generate come back to us specifically. How does God keep track? I mean, that's a lot of actions and people to monitor and look in on Facebook and see how they are doing, and it's a lot. And so it is actually the ego that is this binding agent. The consciousness of ego, one's own consciousness of ego, ensures that a person's actions will have personal consequences for himself. These consequences may be delayed if the willpower engendering a thought or deed was not powerful enough to have immediate results, or if its thrust was thwarted by other conflicting energies. Thwarted again means blocked or pushed aside. Sooner or later, however, every action, whether of body or thought or of desire, must reap its final reaction. It is like a circle completing itself. Thus man, made as he is in the image of God, becomes in his turn a creator. One illustration Yoganandaji gave that can try to help us understand this is that if you imagine a small pond or a very small lake, if you drop a stone in the center of that pond, these ripples will radiate out. That stone is like an action. And then these ripples radiate out, and then, of course, once they hit the bank, they come back to the center. And if it were really just that simple, we could understand how karma works. We wouldn't even have to talk about it. The problem is that when we do things, as Yoganandaji said, the results don't always come back. This is the problem. This is why the discussion. That I did this and nothing happened. And furthermore, this thing happened and it wasn't my fault. I didn't cause it. I did an action with no reaction, and then also I got a reaction with no action. I walked up to someone and I said hello, and they said, "What's the meaning of this? Go, you talk to me, get out of here." So, how did that happen? All I said was hello. And so the problem is, what causes the delay? What causes these blockages of the results returning to us? It isn't always blocked. A friend of mine was playing volleyball, and somebody made a comment to him about how he should play better, and he turned and said, "Why don't you just pay attention to your own game?" And right then the ball came and hit him on the head. And he said, "Instant karma." Because he felt, because I had been critical, even if the person deserved it, because I had been critical, bang, I got it on the head. And so it's important to remember that it's not just one stone dropping in the middle of this lake, it's many stones. And so, of course, these ripples are all interacting with each other. And because of this blockage, there can be sometimes a delay in the reaction. So, the next thing to keep in mind, in fact, as he said, thoughts are things. And so we're going to do another exercise, or I'm going to share with you another technique Yoganandaji taught for helping to improve our thoughts. So if you could sit up straight, so you could just in your chair. This is a meditation. He says, to improve our attitude, to make our attitude more positive. He says, inhale moderately slowly and simultaneously bring the energy of your body upward through the spine. When we inhale, energy rises in the spine automatically. So if you can feel it, good. If you just want to visualize it, fine. If that's too much, just breathe in slowly through the nose. And let me describe the whole technique, then we'll practice it together. So we're going to inhale slowly through the nose. We're going to focus the breath and energy here at the Agya chakra and hold it as long as we can comfortably. This is not a hold your breath contest, and the first person who passes out wins. So it's not that. We want to hold the breath comfortably because we want to exhale slowly and comfortably also. And if we hold it too long, then we'll have to exhale in a violent way. Focus it as long as you can, and then feel all that discouragement, fear, and negative qualities are being burned up in a blaze in the inner power you have generated. Okay, so we're going to inhale positivity, hold and focus the power here, holding ourselves in that light. And then as we exhale, it's like exhaling the ashes of fear, ashes of nervousness, or even ashes of illness. Whatever that situation we're seeking to change, we have thrown these out that we have burned in the fires of our concentration. So let's do this together. Let's inhale slowly through the nose. Positive energy. And then hold the breath, focusing at this point in the forehead, the Agya chakra, feeling all your energy focused there. And when you need to exhale, exhale slowly, again through the nose, and feel all poisonous fumes of negativity are cast out. One more time, inhale slowly, all joy, strength. Hold, focused in the light of your own willpower and of God's power. And then when you need to exhale, exhale slowly, casting out all fear, all discomfort. These do not belong to you. Let's do this twice more on our own. Inhale, hold as long as you can, and exhale. Okay, I should mention, by the way, regarding these techniques, that if you've given us your email address, we will send you through email a summary of all the techniques that we're doing together tonight and a few more extra ones as well. We find inextricably linked with karma also the law of reincarnation. Each is incomplete without the other. If without reincarnation, there's two problems. One is we only have one lifetime to work it all out. And there's a lot we have. It sometimes takes a whole lifetime just to work out one habit. So it's not enough time. The other problem, if there's no reincarnation, is that we seem to have all kinds of karmas that we don't remember initiating. Even in the Bible, it says, Jesus' disciples asked him, there was a man who was born blind, And the disciples asked Jesus, whose fault is it? His parents or his own fault? Now, please explain, how could it be the child's fault if he was born blind? I mean, he didn't have a lot of time to do anything before he was born. So obviously, even then, there is an allusion to something must have happened before. So this is how karma needs reincarnation. We need lots of chances to work it out. On the other side, reincarnation without karma also is useless. If there's no law guiding our reincarnation, then what happens? Today, I'm a butterfly. Tomorrow, I'm a ant. The next day, I'm a CEO. And the next day, I'm a plant. You see? It's just arbitrary. And the teaching doesn't really make much sense because we don't see that as a part of the natural law in our lives around us. I have to admit, I thought when I was a child and heard of reincarnation that it meant everybody after they die is reborn as a carnation, as a flower. And I thought, that's a stupid theory. The stupidity was not the theory, it was my own. But the problem with the challenge of reincarnation is expressed by Arjuna. Krishna says, we have lived many times, and I remember them, because Arjuna says, how could Ikshvaku and Vivashwat and all Manu, how could you have lived before them when you're right here? And Krishna says, we've had many lives together. I remember my births, you do not. And this is the crux of it. We do not. And Yoganandaji was asked, why? By a disciple, why can't I remember my past incarnations? It is better so, usually, replied the master with a humorous smile. People would soon grow discouraged if they knew all the things they'd done wrong in the past. God gives them an opportunity to try again without the false hypnosis that they are their mistakes. The less attached you are to the body, he continued, especially during deep meditation, the more clearly you will remember your past lives and everything that you ever did in each one of them. We have hints of our past lives all the time. We have a certain liking for this thing and a certain dislike for that thing. Why should we? Why should we have an aversion to something we've never experienced before? Why should we have a liking for something that we've never had? We should ideally or theoretically be a blank slate. I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I feel uneasy about that country. Maybe we had a bad lifetime there. I love this other country. Why? Maybe we had a good lifetime there. You see, this is one reason why it's another aspect of why traveling is helpful. It takes us out of our natural context, which can sometimes be deceiving because it's so familiar, and give us a chance to experience another. Finally, Yoganandaji said, in fact, why don't we sit up and just close our eyes and take in these words deeply. As long as you enjoy living and acting in this dream of delusion, so long will you go on, for incarnation after incarnation, experiencing the pains and pleasures of this world and this body. The Bhagavad Gita describes it as a great wheel, endlessly turning. If, however, you desire strongly to get out, you must be released. Remember, freedom is your eternal destiny.